In today's discussion, we're going to talk about the difference between wearing ease and design ease, how important it is, and what it can do for you. Hi everyone, I'm Glenda with SureFit Designs, sometimes called Glenda the Good Stitch. What is SureFit Designs? Well, a brief explanation for those of you who aren't familiar with this fitting, designing, and sewing system. With SureFit Designs, we actually take your individual body measurements, use those measurements, plot them onto a master pattern, and then we connect those measurement dots together and we end up with what I call a body blueprint. In the industry, that's called a sloper, one and the same thing. Now, what's the measurement range that you can work with here? Well, it starts at 28 inches around, or 71 centimeters, and goes up to 62 inches around, or 157 centimeters. And yes, you can work in either the imperial or the metric system. So it's great for our international customers. Now, in the bodice, the waist, and the hip, there is a specific amount of ease that's given. It's called wearing ease. In the bust, there is 2.5 inches of ease, which is 6.4 centimeters. In the waist, there is 1 inch, or 2.5 centimeters. And in the hip line, there is 3 inches, or 7.6 centimeters. Now, today I'm not going to show you how to draw off the pattern. We have all kinds of resources to show you how to do that. In fact, I should mention that within the SureFit Designs dress kit, there is a complete 56-page instruction book. In addition to that, we have DVD tutorials, and if you go to the SureFitDesignsLearningCenter.com, you're going to find all kinds of free articles and videos that are going to guide you in understanding more about SureFit Designs and how to draw off the pattern, how to get it going, so that you get a really good understanding of the process. So today we're going to assume that the pattern is already drawn off. And I have drawn off the bodice back, and I'm putting up the bodice front right now, and I've drawn off the pattern in red so that you can really see the distinctive difference between the pattern that I've drawn and the master pattern underneath. Now, what I've done, just as an example, is I've drawn off a 40-inch bust circumference. So with that, it means that this pattern, once done, should measure 42.5 inches because it has built-in ease. So let's take a look and measure this and see exactly what it has. Starting at center front, I will measure to the underarm point on the front of the pattern. Then I'm going to pick that distance up at center back, and I'm going to measure to the underarm point. And then I'm going to fold the tape measure in half, and you can see that that measures 42.5 inches. So that means it's got 2.5 inches of ease in it. Let's check the waist. Again, I will start at center front. Because this dart needs to be sewn out, I'm going to skip the dart. So I'll move the tape measure over to the other side of the dart and measure to the waist point. Then I'll pick that up at center back, go to the side of the dart, skip the dart, and then go to the side seam waist point on the back. Now I need to double that measurement, and I come up with 33. And that's a good thing because I started off with a 32-inch waist. So what this is showing you is that I have 1 inch of ease in the waistline when those darts are sewn out. Now, for the skirt, I don't have the skirt pattern drawn, but if I was to do the same process with a 40-inch hip, the pattern would give you 43 inches. And that's called wearing ease. Now, that's the minimal amount of ease that in the industry we assume is called wearing ease. So with that minimal amount of ease, what does it allow you to do? Well, move within your clothing, wiggle, feel comfortable, and just to make sure the clothes is not skin tight to you. If your clothes are skin tight, then it's called a melange. Let's take a quick look at this bodice. Now, this is what I recommend doing after you've drawn off your pattern, is test the bodice in its plain form like this, which is just a basic bodice shell. And why are you testing it? It's because you need to determine if you like the amount of ease that's given in the pattern. And yes, you're looking at some other factors. Did you get the darts in the right position? And is the neckline fitting you properly? And is the shoulder length appropriate for your body? So you're looking at a number of little factors, but you're also determining if you like that amount of ease that is in the garment. And because ease, wearing ease, is so personal, you might want your clothes tighter, you might want them bigger, and how easy that is with SureFit Designs to do that? Well, if you want them tighter, come down a dot. If you want them bigger, go up a dot. Every dot that you move represents approximately 1 inch. Now, what's the difference between wearing ease and design ease? Well, let's take a look at the high-low hem swing top that I have on this mannequin. Now, this has a handkerchief hem, and the bust dart has been transferred down into the hemline, and in addition to that, I added more ease. So the amount of fullness that you're seeing here, that's called design ease. So anytime when you change from the basic amount of wearing ease and add more, you're creating design ease. Now we'll take a quick look at the skirt that I'm wearing. This also has ease in it, even though it's a pencil skirt, but it's a minus ease situation. I didn't want 3 inches of ease in the hip line, and so I've taken the ease out, and now the skirt is much closer to my body to create a pencil skirt. So we could call that kind of like a minus design ease that I've put into the pencil skirt. So I hope this gives you some information about ease, how important it is, and how it's going to affect the garments that you're wearing. If you go to work with a knit fabric, well, now you're facing a set of different circumstances because the fabric now stretches. So one of the things that is important in the instruction book that accompanies the SureFit Designs dress kit, towards the beginning, you're going to see information on sewing with a stretch knit fabric. You need to stretch the knit, see how stretchy it is, and then the instructions will tell you, based on that information, how much to size down your pattern so that you reduce some of the wearing ease so that it doesn't all end up feeling too large on your body. I'd like to invite you to join the SureFit Designs community. And you can do that in 3 easy steps. Number 1, make sure to join our SureFit Designs newsletter. And when you do, there'll be 4 free gifts to get you started. Secondly, make sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's just SureFit Designs. And then, if you're into Facebook, make sure to join our Facebook group, because you're going to be with like-minded seamstresses all over the world who are participating in the group, entering, sewing, or showing their projects, showing the garments, and asking questions and participating with one another. I think you'll enjoy it too. Thanks so much for watching.